Have you ever felt like you're just full of massive potential, but for some reason, you just can't seem to get started? Well, in this explainer, we're diving into a really fascinating paradox, the psychology of people who are both incredibly ambitious and, well, seem kind of lazy.
So let me ask you this. Does this feel familiar? You've got these huge, crystal clear visions for your future, right? But when it comes to the actual day-to-day work, that motivation, it just evaporates. It's so frustrating, and it can leave you feeling like you're completely failing to live up to who you're supposed to be.
But what if I told you this isn't some kind of character flaw? Psychology actually has a totally different take on this. The idea is you're not lazy at all. It's just that your brain is wired to be motivated in a very, very specific way. And once you get how it works, you can finally stop fighting it and start working with it.
Okay, so to really get this, we've got to break down what this paradox actually looks and feels like. Let's dive right into the core conflict that really defines this whole lazy, ambitious experience.
It's this constant tug of war, isn't it? On one hand, you've got these incredibly high standards for yourself. You see these huge, amazing futures, and you know you want more from life. But on the other hand, there's the daily grind. The small, consistent actions that you just struggle to do. And that is the heart of the paradox.
So why? Why does this happen? Well, the answer is pretty fascinating, and it lies in your brain's built-in efficiency engine. See, your brain is always trying to save energy, and that has a huge impact on what you feel motivated to do.
Seriously, think of your brain as a super smart cost-benefit calculator. Before you do anything, it's asking one simple question. Is the reward I'm going to get from this worth the energy it's going to cost me? So if you're trying to force yourself to do something that feels pointless, your brain is going to hit the brakes hard.
And this is where a cool concept called selective discipline comes into play. You see, it's not that you're undisciplined, it's that you are incredibly selective about where you put your focus. When a task clicks with your values, with who you are, you can get into the zone for hours, right? But the second it feels like a meaningless chore, your brain just checks out.
This really lays it all out. On one side, you've got inefficient effort. It feels like a chore. The reward seems tiny or way off in the future. But then you've got aligned work. That stuff connects to something that actually matters to you, and it's what unleashes that laser-like focus you know you have inside you.
Now, here's where it gets kind of wild. How can that big, beautiful, inspiring vision you have for your life actually be the very thing that's trapping you?
It all comes down to how our brains are wired for reward. That big vision, it gives you a huge dopamine hit just thinking about it. But the small, repetitive daily steps to get there, not so much. Your brain's reward system is tuned to the finish line, not the marathon itself. And that creates this huge, frustrating gap between your amazing vision and your day-to-day action.
And of course, we have to talk about perfectionism. This isn't about not caring. It's the opposite. You care so much that the pressure to do it perfectly feels completely overwhelming. It actually feels safer and less risky to just not start at all than to start and do it imperfectly.
I mean, does this look familiar? This is the classic cycle. You start with that grand vision. Then you get bogged down in over-planning every single tiny detail. You wait for that perfect moment to start, which of course never comes. And by the time you even think about starting, you're already mentally wiped out and action gets delayed again. And that leads us to the biggest aha moment of all. This is the real reason you feel so tired all the time, even when you feel like you haven't really done anything.
Thinking is real physical work. All that planning, all that imagining, all that weighing of different options, it consumes a massive amount of your brain's actual finite energy. It is not just in your head. It's a real biological process that leaves you genuinely tired.
This chart says it all, really. You might wake up thinking you have a full tank of gas for the day, but in reality, you've already burned through almost all of it just on mental work, planning, worrying, dreaming. There's just not that much left over for the actual doing. Let that one sink in for a second. You rest not because you avoided work, but because your brain has already worked. What you and others might see as laziness is very often just your mind trying to recover from the intense workout it's already had.
So here's the big takeaway. You are not lazy. You are not broken. Your brain is just an efficiency machine that's wired a little differently. And once you truly understand and accept that, you can stop fighting a battle you can't win. You can start building a system and a life that works with your natural wiring, not against it. You've got the ambition. Now you have the instruction manual to finally put it into action.